So today I have a special guest with me in the studio in the person of Ms. Abimbola Ikusagba. You are welcome on the program.
Good morning. Thank you.
All right. So what we'll be discussing today is thinking for the new beginning. Thinking for the new beginning. Yes, man. Now, let's start with this. How important are our thoughts?
Firstly, let's look at what thought is. So, according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, it defined the word thought as an idea or opinion, picture that is formed in your mind. Some could see it as an imagination. So once you know what this means, then we can now go into the importance of
Our thoughts.
our thought. Our thought is very important in determining who we are. Because actually we are who we think, we are what we think. We cannot be successful than what we think we are.
Wow.
I don't know if you understand.
Yes,
that
I'm
part.
getting you.
So the whole process of living starts in our head. What we think, how we thought of it. And our thoughts can't just come anywhere too. Thoughts are forms from things we see around us or things we engage ourselves into in the time past. So it is very important that we have good thoughts of ourselves, of our future, of whatever things we want to do in life. Yes.
So in short, what makes a man is his thinking.
Yes.
Wow, that's lovely. Now, where does thought originate? Where does it originate from?
Before I go into that, I would like to say this, that when we think of our life as an opportunity to help others, we establish a positive environment for interacting with those that are around us. So me, I would say, in my own opinion, I would say that thought does not originate from anywhere. So I'll say it's from nowhere and it's from everywhere. Because
from nowhere
and from
everywhere.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's deep.
Yes,
That's
because
deep.
sometimes you might just sit down in your room and something will pop on in your brain from nowhere. A loving husband with a loving wife are seated in the room and a thought just popped into the wife. Thought of, what if he said he's not going to marry me, he was going to divorce me?
Divorce me.
What brought that
The
thought?
thoughts.
It just pumped in, nothing happened. It just
out of
pumped in,
nowhere.
out of nowhere. And the aspect of everywhere, perhaps in their marriage, maybe in their family, there are issues like divorce, or there are issues like the husband is not, the daddy did not take care of the father well. The spouse's father did not take care of the other mothers. He will be scared of, hope this same thing will not
repeat
happen
itself
in my own marriage. So you start thinking of all those things. We can link that one to everywhere. And success of people are saying that business is not easy to do these days. How do I venture into this business? You can see that it's picked from some valuable place. But why some will just pump in from nowhere? They start thinking. Some think of death without death chasing them. They just had that cancer killed someone.
Wow.
And there was a day they just cough, hold their chest. Hope this is not cancer. Can you see now? So thoughts just pumped in, and sometimes things that happens around us affect our thoughts.
Things that happens around us affect our thoughts. Thoughts originate from nowhere, originate from everywhere, and circumstances around us also have a way of dropping a particular thought into our hearts. Now, is there any relationship between our thinking and what we say with our mouth?
Yes, a lot. They work side by side.
Okay.
Because we are what we say, we are what we think, and we say what we think. Most times you tell a child you are great, and the child will look at you. The way I'm saying it, I'm not sure you are saying what I'm saying. Do you understand? Yes. I am a teacher by grace, and I've met with a lot of students that you tell them, I know you can make this thing, you can do it. They say, answer, I cannot. Said why? I said, I don't think I can. You see the word think there. Definitely he has sat down to think of all the children in the class, those that are good, those that are very good, and he did not even see himself among them. So he saw himself as, don't let me even near them. These ones, they are the gurus of the class. They are the genius. So the thoughts, our thoughts and our words works hand in hand. Whatever you agree in your heart is what you are going to say out, and is what you are going to say. So it's high time we stopped thinking bad things. We should have positive mindset of what we want for our lives. So the two of them works together. The only word says that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. So it's whatever you think in your heart that you speak out. And another passion of it says that you should guard your heart with all diligence. You guard it. Even when something is telling you cannot do it, you should try to tell the person that same Holy Scripture says that I can do all things. There are ways to guide it.
So indirectly, directly, you are saying that what makes a man's life, they are the thoughts and what he is saying with his mouth. Now, take for example, somebody is speaking a negative word into a boy's life or a child's life or even an adult's life. Does the word of that person, does it have any effect on the child's life?
It's in two ways. It has and it does not. The reason why I said it will have is if the person accepts the words being spoken into the person's life.
Because why I'm saying that is there are parents that they will say, I don't even think you can prosper again. You this, but I don't even think you can make it in life. Look at all your mates, look at your colleagues, look at how they are doing. As I'm looking at you, what are parents saying that, sowing that seed in the life of the child? Does the seed they are sowing has effect on the child, or how can such seed, how can the child refute such statement and such seeds that parents have been sowing?
The negative words to positive. He will have to think positive. Okay, mommy did not believe I can make it. What can I do to make it? And let her know I can. Sometimes we dwell so much in people's opinion about our life, and that is why we can't stand up. We are still seated there. Why? Because people say you are blind and you still remain blind. Most times when they say we are blind, actually we are seeing a lot of things. So we should stand up from that. As a child now, you will say the child can be facing some other factors.
Yes, ma'am.
Like low self-esteem.
Yes,
why? Because the mother already demoralized him. But if the child would meet with with good persons, they will help him out and tell him all the things your mom is saying. She's actually saying the positive way. She wants you to stand up to walk. No, most times parents said that out of curiosity, not because they meant it. But the child you are saying it to now, we have a process in thinking. That's we have critical thinking, we have creative thinking, we have a lot of processing in thinking. One of the process of thinking, which is the concrete thinking, is the part that the child always look into. Some of the child, as they graduated into the critical thinking, they will help you times all those words. So my mommy know that I cannot make it in life and she gave birth to me, this and that will start demoralizing them. A child that ought to become a governor of a state will be looking at himself as a tout, and before you know it, he will not even want to amount to something in life. Why? Because the mother has said it, and he has taught it north, south, east, west, and he could not even get a positive words about himself. So it will surely affect him.
So to our parents out there, please and please stop saying negative words into the life of your child, into the life of your children. Please stop it. Say the right words into their life. And if you are a child that your parents are sowing the seed of low self-esteem in your life that you can't make it, see, they are not you. You have your own life to live. You have a right over what you think about. You have a right over what you believe. So don't let the opinion of people define your life, define your destiny. Think your own thoughts and make sure you are thinking great thoughts. Oh yes, man. Thank you, man. Now, what are those things to even think on? What are those things to think on?
The Holy Scripture said some things that we should think of. Whatever that are true. Whatever that are pure, whatever that are loving, whatever that are admirable, whatever that are honest, whatever that are praiseworthy, whatever that are excellent. Think good about yourself. Stop thinking otherwise. If some people are making it and you are not yet there, don't think that these people, whether they added something to it, some said or don't stop having those negative thoughts. Because most time it is a big mistake to believe that our words and deed only affect others. It's a lie. We are on the receiving end of what we say and do as well. So your actions affect you as much as they do to other people. So you must build your life through and deed by deed. So you must build it and think of what is true. You had your friend said something through another person. Before you jump into conclusion, make your findings. Don't destroy a good relationship because somebody said something. Because you don't even know if that person is the enemy of the relationship. In life, you cannot get to anywhere without having a good relationship with people. Because you don't know who is who. You don't know who is going to help you tomorrow. So you should think of something true, honest. Don't jump into conclusion. Whatever that is happening, ask question. Don't assume. Ask question. Make your investigations. Before you take your judgment, sit down. Think about the repercussion of your judgment or of whatever actions to be taken. Because at the end of the day, you will still be at the receiving end. Whether bad decision or the good one. You still receive it too.
Because now, positive and negative thoughts, is it that there are some people's heart that negative thought cannot come, or there are some people's heart that the kind of thought that can cause through their heart is positive thought? Like, I don't understand. Is it that in every heart, even great men and women, they both have an equal share?
Great men and women, they both have both negative thoughts and positive thoughts. But the way you control your thoughts and what you believe really matters. It will bring the result of the thoughts you accepted. Now, negative thoughts will come. Imagine somebody that puts his or her money into a business worth 5 million and is hearing from left, right, center that some things, Nigeria, the market now is not flowing well, the money is not flowing well. It now depends on you. If you choose to believe that statement and start ruminating on it, hope I've not wasted money like this. With this market go, how will I sell? How will this? Instead of you thinking other way around, how can I make my own market different from others? How can I sell it? If they say that this is what is happening in the world, I can also see to myself that this is what is happening in the country now. How can I affect it positively with my home business? Not dwelling on the negative aspect of it. So it depends on individual. That is why, I said earlier that the Holy Scripture says that you should guide your heart. Guide it. The reason why he said you should guide it is because negative thoughts will come and positive thoughts will come. So you are the one to swift it and pick the positive one and work on it.
And do away with the negative one.
Delete it immediately. Don't even let it stay.
That means even husband and wife living inside the same house, the negative thought from nowhere can cause through the heart of the lady.
Okay, for instance, the wife called the husband. The husband said, I'm going to my parents' place. I would have taken you, but because of the children, just stay by. But you can call. And the wife kept on calling. For 30 minutes, he was not picking his call. So can you imagine the kind of drama that will be playing in her heart?
In her heart, yes.
She like, Abi where did she
where did he go
to?
Why is he not picking my call?
Okay, let's assume he's still driving. But this is 1 hour and he calls mommy. Hello mommy. Yes, mama. And the mother did not say, even your husband is here. So mommy did not even talk about him at all. Are you sure he's there? Another thought will say, maybe you went to a boyfriend or girlfriend's place. Do you understand? So that is why you must guide your thoughts well. You must have positive thinking. Something else might have happened. It might not be that. It might not even have gotten to the mother's place. But a lot of things might have happened through the course of traveling. But she now, negative thoughts would have built a lot of hatred, a lot of things into her, and she will miss that glorious marriage.
Like, how can they kick out negative thought from their relationship? Like, how can they think for the new beginning in their relationship?
In their relationship, number one thing, they should confide in each other. You must trust each other and you must communicate with each other every day. Don't let a day go without sharing what you both pass through in a day together. Because at the cost of that, if anything should happen, your wife or your husband could vouch for you that, no, my wife told me earlier. And act together, plan together, take actions together. Whatever your wife will not agree with you, don't do it. You both should sit down and agree, because you are now one, you are not two again. Husband and wife, you are one. You are bearing the same name. She does not bear her mother's name again. So you have to agree together, work together in unity, do things together, plan big problem, small problem, solve them together, accept each other's opinion.
I love that, because as a result of that, it will build trust in them, so that if anything is happening, I know my husband truly is on this thing. I love that. But what we're trying to say now is that we have control over our thought. Do we actually have the power to control what we think about?
Yes, we do. We do.
So it is our responsibility to control it.
It is our responsibility.
Because there are some people that will say, okay, the thought of suicide is just coming. I try to knock it off. I knock it off, and it's still coming. What can that person do?
At that moment, the person will surround himself with good people. You meet with people. You talk to them about what you are passing through. You might not even tell them you want to commit a suicide. But at the course of talking, the person would have sensed what your actions might have been, and they will help you address those issues. You see, this time around, people keep a lot of things to themselves, which is bad.
Which is very
You cannot
bad.
live all by yourself. You can't. Even the God that created heaven and earth did not do it all by himself.
He said, come.
Let's come together. Let's make man in our own image. So you cannot do without relationship. Go to people that you know they are knowledgeable than you do. Talk to them, let them advise you, let them call you together, let them put you what you think it is much for you. Most people have passed through it. You are not the first person to face that challenges. So why keeping it to yourself to deprive yourself of the old goodness God has brought to you?
Wow, that's lovely. Now, how can we think for breakthrough? I mean, financial breakthrough.
For financial breakthrough.
Because I want to break through. And I know our listener out there also want to break through.
Okay, that part. Most of us, we invest wrongly. But I will not go much into that because of our time. I will talk about a passive income. If you want to think well on your business, let's say have a mindset of passive income. What do we mean by passive income? Is the money you earn from a project or investment which does not require your continuous involvement to maintain it. What do I mean by that? Instead of trading your time with money, invest.
Okay.
And one of the way you can invest, you can get a landed property, real estate. We have a lot of people that are into real estate now. They sleep in their rooms and they control money. That is one way. And another thing, beware of little expenses.
Little expenses.
Yes. Beware of them. In fact, this month, the year is still very fresh. Write down all your expenses. There are some expenses that are fixed, like your house rent, your children's school fee, your parents' feeding money, and so on. But there are some expenses too that you cannot even think of. Some expenses just come. Please give me 200 naira there. Please give me 400 naira there. Give me 500 naira there. See, as they collect it, put them down in this month of February that we are going to, or the one we just finished. We are rounding off today. This January, think of those things you have spent. Write them out, total them, and compare it to your expenses, to the initial expenses that you always pass through every month, and see, you will see that little expenses will be greater than the other one. Because somebody will just call you, hello, omo, please, we need 20,000 naira. You send this, you send. Your business will not grow through that. You must be able to consciously guide the way you spend your money.
Now, looking at thinking now, somebody asks you, please, can I get this from you? And you say, no, I don't have. It's not available. And what would that person be thinking? Will it engender love in that person, or we still have to do what we've got to do?
Before giving is a very long teaching. Yes, because sometimes we give blindly, we give out of emotions, and at the end of the day, the money you gave, the person will spend it to eat Chicken Republic or go and just squander the way you don't even eat at home. So that is why we must guide the way we eat. And finally, on that finance, we should plan for our financial future. We should plan for it. We should save. I got to know that when you save naturally in Zenith Bank, you just have your normal savings, you have 4.2% interest. But when you have fixed deposits, you have close to 6%. So have a fixed deposit of savings. So that will cater a lot of things that you want to do. Let it be a fixed deposit because you'll be having more interest on it, which is 6%.
6%.
After we must have invested in a lot of things you want to do.
Thank you so much. Our time is fast spent. Oh, thank you so much, Ms. Abimbola, for coming today. What's your final words to our audience?
My final words today is that we should always have a positive thinking. We should think of something true, just, and holy. We should not just jump into conclusion in our relationships, in our spiritual life, in every ramification of our lives. We should ensure that we search for right thing and we do them. Should not think of any bad thoughts.
Thank you so much. In short, we should control our thoughts and we can control it. Thank you so much, Mr. Abimbola, for saying yes to our invite. We are so glad to have you here today. So because of our time, this is where I'll be drawing the curtain on today's edition of Fair for Success, Beat the Best and Be the Best.
My name is Damilola Mike Bamiloye. I want to encourage you to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you can watch edifying, inspiring, and godly movies. Thank you very much.